Men. How are you this morning? So these gentlemen are here, and you are?
Dan Edwards.
Dan Edwards and
John Stetler.
John Stetler, and tell us where you're from.
Well, I live up on Shake Ridge Road in Dewdrop, so a little ways from here, but not too far.
Yes.
We're talking about amateur radio today.
Amateur radio. Well, tell us about what's exciting in amateur radio
There's
today.
a couple of things. Number one, we're going to have the field day demonstration on the last weekend in June 28, 29, where the public's invited to come and see us out in the field as if it were emergency conditions. But what we really want to talk about is a recent disaster drill, which emergency radio participated, and Dan was in charge of that, so he gets to talk about it.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, my official title is the Amador County Emergency Coordinator, and it sounds important, but I was just the last one to lower my hand, and so I got stuck with the job. But it is fun. We had a joint exercise with Calaveras County, and essentially what it was bringing all what they call the first responders, law enforcement, medical, and the Red Cross got together and put together a mock exercise of fire that came down the McCollum through Calaveras County and then jumped in Amador County. That's where we got involved, all simulated, of course. And our job was to provide communications, emergency communications, for all of those organizations. And that's what we did. The drill ran for about 5-6 hours, and we had quite a good time, learned quite a bit, and enjoyed it.
And what you could do in emergency situations. Well, that's exciting. And so you have is there an event coming up that you want to talk about?
Well, I just gave you the thumbnail sketch, which is we just want people to put that down on their calendar. June 28, 29.
June 28th, 29th.
But the whole thing is to stress the importance of amateur radio as one of the partners in case of disaster. In this drill, we facilitated communication between several agencies. We were at two Red Cross shelters. We were at the Animal Rescue Group, and we were at the hospital, all providing communication on our capabilities rather than trying to rely on telephone cells, any of which may be out of service.
Oh, of course,
and often is out of service when there's a disaster. So we were practicing how our system works and getting other people used to our ability to help them communicate when times go bad.
You never know when that's going to happen too, and it's always good that we have a plan.
One of the things that we do to prepare for emergencies, it's not all drills, we actually do some community service, and one of the things that we have coming up, I think it's the 30th of May, is a bike ride. The Sierra Century Bike Ride comes through Amador County. It starts in Plymouth and goes all the way up to Slug Gulch. It's quite a ride. It's a double century, 120 miles for the really strong riders.
Right.
And what we do as a club to help us prepare for emergencies is we support the ride by putting radio operators in the support and gear, the SAG wagons. We also put radio operators at all the rest stops. And we also track the vehicles, not the bike riders, but the SAG vehicles as they go through the route, display that information down at the main location where everybody starts at and at each rest stop so that we know where the support people are at any times. If somebody is injured or needs help, we can dispatch them immediately. And it's been quite a benefit to the people who organize these rides. They really enjoy our participation. We have a wonderful time getting to play with our radios and get out and drive around the beautiful countryside.
Right.
And it also gives us an opportunity to just exercise our ability to deploy this kind of equipment. Radio equipment, it can be huge racks of things. It can also be very small portable units, and of course that's what we use on these days. And in the time of emergency, you're not going to take the big rack of equipment out. It's going to be that small portable unit, and so we're very self-sustained and very mobile, and it helps us be prepared.
Well, that makes us all feel good in the community, knowing that you're here and available for any kind of emergency or helping out with some. And so where's this ride go from?
It starts in Plymouth at the fairgrounds. And there are several routes, actually. There's some that are just half of a century, 30 miles, a full century, 60 miles, and a double. And so it goes up to Ono Ranch Road, down Shake Ridge Road, up Fiddletown Road, All these roads are involved in the ride, and it's just a huge loop with the rest stations and water stops along the way.
Wow.
It's an all-day event.
It
all
is
day long,
well,
yes.
yeah.
Which-
They're making it that
which,
far.
you know, for the bicycle people, it's a great exercise for them, but
Sure.
boy, we got a bunch of tired riders coming in too.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
it's a great event, and it's really good practice for us, because anything you can think of that's going to go wrong
Oh.
probably will.
Most likely, and that's good. There's communication out there. So now, is there a website that?
K6ARC.org, so that's our club's call sign, K6ARC, Amateur Radio Club, .org. And you'll find information about the club and what's going on in our events there.
And any events that are coming up. That's great. Sounds wonderful. Well, we're excited to see that. And you said that is May 30th.
Yeah,
The
so
ride.
I hope that's a Saturday, yeah.
So people can keep an eye out for bikers that are.
Yeah, and there are, we just did one that was the Party ride, and
All right.
it goes from Ione down to the lakes and back up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
very much.
information.